Managing blood sugar doesn't always require complicated diets or strict routines. For many of us living with diabetes, type 1 or type 2, the biggest progress often comes from the small daily choices we make. And today, we're going through 5 vitamins for diabetes that quietly support insulin sensitivity, more stable energy, and smoother glucose responses. Let's dive into the first one, a daily essential for anyone looking for diabetes-friendly vitamins that support steadier blood sugar. Number 1. Vitamin D, the insulin sensitivity vitamin. Vitamin D is one of the most consistently researched vitamins for diabetes, and low levels are extremely common in both type 1 and type 2. When vitamin D drops, the body becomes more insulin resistant, making glucose harder to control. That's why so many studies link low vitamin D levels with higher A1C and unstable fasting glucose. A meta-analysis in Nutrients showed that supplementing vitamin D improves insulin sensitivity and lowers fasting glucose, especially in people who were deficient. It acts like a metabolic stabilizer, helping cells respond better to insulin and supporting healthier glucose metabolism overall. Some viewers also notice that when they correct a vitamin D deficiency, their energy and sleep patterns improve as well. Better sleep alone can support healthier glucose responses, making vitamin D feel like a surprisingly high-leverage nutrient for everyday blood sugar stability. Daily sources are simple: salmon, sardines, fortified yogurt, and moderate sunlight. Many adults benefit from 1,000 to 2,000 IUs per day, though individual needs vary. For anyone searching for vitamins for blood sugar control, vitamin D remains one of the most reliable. It doesn't lower sugar directly, but it changes the way the body handles carbohydrates. People often notice calmer mornings and fewer post-meal swings once their vitamin D levels improve, making it one of the best vitamins for diabetics aiming for long-term stability. Number 2. Vitamin B12, especially important for people on metformin. Vitamin B12 plays a major role in metabolism, energy, and nerve health, and it becomes even more important for people living with diabetes. One major issue is that metformin, a common type 2 medication, quietly lowers B12 levels over time. Low B12 often shows up as tingling, numbness, or burning in the hands and feet. Many assume it's diabetic neuropathy, but in many cases it's simply a deficiency. A study published in Diabetes Care found that supplementing vitamin B12 for diabetics improved nerve function in people with early neuropathy, helping reduce symptoms that often interfere with daily life. Another interesting point is how quickly some people feel the difference once their B12 levels improve, especially those using metformin. Better nerve signaling and steadier energy often appear within a few weeks, which is why B12 remains one of the most practical vitamins for diabetes management. Good food sources include eggs, fish, yogurt, and fortified cereals. Many people do well with 500 to 1,000 micrograms a few times a week to maintain healthy levels. While B12 doesn't directly lower glucose, it supports the metabolic systems that make long-term control possible. That's why it's often included in lists of daily vitamins for diabetics, because it keeps the nervous system strong, supports energy, and improves the overall environment for better insulin sensitivity, especially in people with type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Number 3. Vitamin C. Antioxidant support for better glucose response. Vitamin C is well known for immune support, but it also plays a meaningful role in blood sugar regulation. People with diabetes tend to experience higher oxidative stress, and when oxidative stress rises, insulin becomes less effective. Vitamin C helps reduce that burden. A controlled trial in diabetes, obesity, and metabolism found that daily vitamin C supplementation lowered fasting glucose and smoothed post-meal spikes. This makes vitamin C one of the vitamins that help lower blood sugar indirectly, by improving how the body uses insulin, not by pushing glucose down. Some research also shows that vitamin C levels tend to run lower in people with chronic high glucose. That means adding even small daily sources like berries or peppers can help restore what the body naturally uses up more quickly, supporting more consistent insulin sensitivity throughout the day. Vitamin C also strengthens blood vessels, supports wound healing, and reduces inflammation, all highly relevant for anyone searching for diabetes-friendly vitamins that support long-term health. Natural sources include berries, kiwi, citrus fruits, peppers, and broccoli. Many people do well with 200 to 500 milligrams per day. Because it supports insulin sensitivity and reduces oxidative stress, vitamin C is often considered one of the most accessible vitamins for glucose metabolism, especially for people who want a gentle, natural way to support daily blood sugar control. Number 4. Vitamin E, protection for cells and nerves. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that helps protect cells from oxidative stress, something that tends to rise when blood sugar stays high too often. Over time, this oxidative stress affects nerves, blood vessels, and insulin function. That's why vitamin E plays a quiet but meaningful role for people looking to support insulin resistance naturally. Some studies show vitamin E may improve insulin sensitivity and reduce inflammatory markers in people with type 2 diabetes. It's not a glucose-lowering vitamin, but it helps create a healthier metabolic environment, making insulin's job easier. Whole food sources are best: almonds, sunflower seeds, hazelnuts, avocados, spinach, and olive oil. These foods provide vitamin E along with healthy fats that naturally slow digestion and flatten glucose rises after meals. Many people also appreciate how easy it is to add vitamin E through snacks. A small handful of nuts or seeds can stabilize hunger, add healthy fats, and support antioxidant defenses, all of which quietly reinforce better blood sugar control without needing major dietary changes. For people searching for vitamins for insulin sensitivity, vitamin E stands out because it supports long-term metabolic health while also supporting heart and nerve function. Adding a handful of nuts or a small portion of avocado to meals can noticeably improve post-meal stability, making vitamin E a valuable part of vitamins for blood sugar control in daily life. Number 5. Vitamin K2, an underrated vitamin for glucose metabolism. Vitamin K2 is one of the most underrated vitamins for diabetes, but research is quickly catching up. Several studies suggest that vitamin K2 helps improve insulin sensitivity, including a study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showing that higher K2 intake was linked to a lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. K2's unique role is directing calcium to the right places. People with diabetes have higher risk of calcium buildup in arteries. K2 helps move calcium into the bones instead. This makes K2 valuable not only for glucose control, but also for long-term cardiovascular health. What makes K2 especially appealing is that it works slowly and steadily in the background. People don't feel it the way they do vitamin C or B12, but long-term studies suggest meaningful improvements in insulin sensitivity and arterial health, two major priorities for diabetics. Food sources include natto, aged cheeses, egg yolks, and fermented foods. Even a small weekly serving can support long-term glucose metabolism. Because it aids insulin sensitivity and vascular health, K2 belongs naturally in the conversation about vitamins for insulin resistance and vitamins for type 1 and type 2 diabetes. It doesn't lower glucose directly, but it improves the internal environment that keeps glucose stable, making it a smart daily addition for anyone focused on metabolic health. These 5 vitamins don't replace medication, nor do they act like shortcuts, but they do support the systems that keep glucose steady. Whether you're managing type 1 or type 2 diabetes, or simply aiming for better insulin sensitivity, these vitamins for blood sugar control can make your daily numbers feel more predictable. If you found this helpful, explore our other videos on simple habits that naturally support healthy glucose and we'll see you in the next one.